Welcome to another episode of Arkansas Basketball Recap, that show that recaps every basketball game by the Arkansas Razorbacks, including SEC tournament games. And in this particular first round matchup, Arkansas defeats the revenge game, probably the worst they've played all year, with the first time they matched up with this team. But they got the payback. It was nerve-wracking. It looked like it was going to be awesome. Then it was just like you're praying for a win. But they defeat the South Carolina Gamecocks by a score of 72 to 68. First half, epic, incredible. Everyone should be afraid of this team. If you draw this team in the NCAA tournament, be very afraid, like because they're going to be underseeded and you don't want to see them. Second half, maybe you do want to see them. Maybe that's exactly what you want to see because totally different team. Now, credit to South Carolina. They made some adjustments and they made things difficult for Arkansas. Uh, Either way, Arkansas comes out with a 4-point victory. And, they do score 40, I think it was 47 points in the first half. They finished with 72. So obviously the second half, not as good. Uh, but there's some things to talk about. And they're going to play Ole Miss tomorrow. And so the good news is this: they beat South Carolina, and I think they were a lock before. Most people had them as a lock. I think they're probably getting in either way. I think what this win does is it means that there's not really any chance that you're going to be in. You're not going to Dayton. You're not going to go into the play-in games. Like you're safely in the field. You got a first round bye. You're not going to be one of
Well,
the
and
first
and
games.
really, like I said, most people had them in and stuff, but what this game did was if some shenanigans happen, because there's multiple different theories on and I think it's probably both things where having Cal as your coach and him being such maybe the most public coach I've left, now that Shasheshky and those guys are gone, maybe few, but a lot of people like him. He's got a lot of friends. There's some drama there. So there's some reason to think that they maybe would try to squeeze him in, even if if it was a 50-50 ball, it would fall in his favor. But there's other people that think that there's a lot of people that don't like Cal, and think he's a big shot and would like to push him out. So I'm not sure which one of those is more accurate, but what this win did was just make it where if there are some bid steely things happen, if a couple of teams that, if certain dominoes fall the right way, you haven't given the committees an easy excuse to not put you in, which
Yeah,
is, hey,
yeah.
look at they're below 500 in conference and they lost to the worst team in their conference twice. One was literally a generational beatdown. like
Yeah,
so
yeah. It gets you to 20 wins, and I know that doesn't mean a lot. I know that used to be a number that everyone said if you get to 20 wins, you're in, but it does help. Like, so they got 20 wins, like that. By the way, 6 weeks ago, if you had told me Arkansas was going to win 20 games, I would have told you that you were out of your mind. Like, it didn't look like that was going to happen at all. So, 20 and 12, it's not like the best season ever, but like, dude, if you 6 weeks ago, man, you take it all day and twice on Sunday for sure. Like this team gets to 20 wins, but they get there. And I think the main issue, I don't think it's like a Cal hate thing. The main thing, I think that the committee would like to put Arkansas in because of Cal. I think the issue is that there's so many SEC teams, and it creates a real problem for the NCAA bracket where there are rules that you can't play a team in the second round that you've played in the regular season that's in your conference. They don't that's a rule in there. They don't let you do it.
hmm.
And when you're talking so like you're talking about like making the math just difficult, making the bracket hard. And so they are going to look at the SEC and say like, look, we want to like 12 of these teams are going, but do we have to let 13 in? Do we have to let 14 in? How do we do this? And like and let the how do we even make a bracket that way? And so they're going to be at the back end of the SEC teams, they're going to be looking for reasons to not have you because it creates a real problem for them. And what Arkansas did is not give them, but like you said, a problem for them to identify and say, well, here's why. And so Arkansas's in. There's no way they're not going. You can't leave them out now, and that's good because if they were going to be you know, the SEC is getting 12, but if they were going to be that 13th or something, like that, you're getting nervous, not based on record or resume, but just on the number 13 in a conference. Like, does the SEC, like, does the, not the SEC, does the NCAA committee want to do that? Do like, and not even that, do they want to? Is it even like really something that they can do? I mean, they can, but do they want the headache of trying to figure out it moves all the match? They have to drop teams down a seed line that they would like to put higher to avoid certain matchups, and it just creates a big problem for them. So Arkansas avoids all that, and that's very, very good.
Well, and there is, I mean, if we weren't in the SEC, I mean, I know everybody's saying that, this is maybe the best conference this year that's ever been seen or whatever. But if you're in one of the other conferences, I mean, you do look at everybody knows in the tournament, dude, all bets are off. I mean, would it surprise me if every SEC team wins in the first round? No. But would it surprise me if a 2/3 of them lost? That wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me either, because you just don't know when you get into the tournament. So, and these committees have to deal with all these other conferences that are going to be going, hey, what in the world? Like, you can't put the whole conference in. And so you understand that, like, I mean, they've got a lot of people complaining from different ways, and we have our biases and stuff, but yeah, I mean, you just don't want to be where Texas and Oklahoma are, which is begging at the mercy
Yeah.
of fate or whatever. So I feel like we solidified that. But anyway, as far as the game goes, yeah, I mean, it's just I hope we can get Thero back, because you can just see it's going to be hard for them. I mean, the first half, and this is, I mean, it was a repeat of the last game. Like, they wear teams down in the first 10 minutes with their defense, and then they get it going. They build a little lead, but it is hard to hold on to it when another team is desperate because they're behind, and you're only subbing in two guys and you're just worn out in the last 8 minutes. It's very difficult. And you could see, dude, I mean, those guys did not have the same bounce in their step, offensively or defensively.
And how could you, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
you have to, but
at
it's
some
not
point,
surprising.
but at some point, the body can only do so much, right? I mean, like at some point, the biology of the whole thing takes over, right? We're just like, dude, you can't play seven guys, all those, and by the way, like Big Z plays 17 minutes. Like, you're talking about DJ Wagner 35 minutes, Nelly Davis 36 minutes, Brazil 38 minutes. Like, that's tough, dude. Like, it's tough. And I need you to go all out 110% the whole time. You can't, dude. Like,
Well, in this game, you know, foul trouble became an issue. You could just see the personnel of um, South Carolina are not good for Big Z's game,
mhm.
like defensively or offensively. He was not really very effective at all. And he was having trouble against those guys, and maybe in his hand was hurt. So it's hard to know how much of that. I mean, it's definitely harder to squeeze those rebounds with guys slapping all around when you've got freaking jammed thumb or whatever he has. Maybe fractured. I mean, I don't know. Have they said yet what the deal
I
is?
haven't seen, dude. It looked like, so my daughter had a thing happen to her thumb, which is called skier's thumb, and it's where you get tears in the two tendons that connect the bottom knuckle of your thumb down,
Mm-hmm.
and the stuff so I'm only saying this, like, I don't know, but I'm just saying the exercise, like, that when they showed the trainer and he was trying to get him to do certain movements, are the identical movements that they try to get my daughter to do as she was rehabbing that back. And now she's not a college basketball player. This is high school. But she did miss about 10 days before she was able to play. And then she had to wrap it. And it's still to this day, not 100% because she kind of played through it. But there was about 10 days where she could not.
But
And so
yeah,
is that what that is? I don't know, but that's the thought that went through my head where it's like, yeah,
yeah,
something like
and
that sucks.
either way, you've got a potentially hurt, and even if he's not, has proven like this is not a good matchup for him. It's not ideal to have him. I mean, you could see while Jonas was being really effective in the first half, Cal was perfectly happy to sit Z as much, like basically just use him as a take a rest and we'll put you right back in. And then, Jonas gets in foul trouble and you have to play Big Z. So you got a guy that's not being very effective out there in the lineup with a bunch of guys that are tired. And, it's not surprising. It's disappointing that they let them come back, but credit to South Carolina, those guys did fight, and their season was on the line. I mean, they had
Mhm.
literally just put it all out there. I mean, you can see what that one dude, like, I mean, he was limping and busted up, and credit to him, he played like a warrior and did as good as he could. And I'm grateful. I mean, in my opinion, Brazil won this game for us. I mean, everybody contributed with the exception of Knox, which we can talk about. Knox,
Jonas was big in this
Jonas
game.
was huge to build that lead, which obviously we needed every second,
Yeah.
every point and every bit of that lead. But in the final, once they'd gotten all the way back to 1 point, and you could tell they were pumped and they were aggressive and they were taking it to us. You know what I mean? We were backing up against the cage and they were coming in swinging, and it was Brazil that had like 3 plays in a row that were all effort. Just he was refusing to let his feet be flat, to be standing around. He got that rebound that gave the three to
Huge.
Wag, Wagner, which was
Huge.
huge. He got a block on the other side. He got a rebound. Like, I mean, that was the game basically. I mean, obviously then Nelly has to hit the free throws, but those were the plays where he dug deep. And honestly, I mean, he played great all game long. I'm not saying that, but like in the end, I was looking, it was like he was the one guy that still had a motor going. And to be fair, he did sit a little bit in the first half, although not much.
He played 38 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say they did sit him and then put him right back in. So
38.
I mean, I hope he can keep playing like that because we
Dude,
need.
if you're gonna play like that, I need you to come back next year, bro. If this is what we're doing now, freaking bring it, dude. Like I dude, listen, Trevin, if you're gonna bring that energy again, and like it's all I'm just talking about energy and effort here. You're gonna bring that, dude. You're gonna have like a crazy season next year. I'm telling you, if you like, you're gonna be an all SEC player next year if you bring that every game.
Well, and you can tell it's immediately applying to his confidence on the offensive end with the jump shot, with his
Mhm.
3 point shot. And honestly, whatever he's got, we got to inject into Knox because Knox does appear to me to be. I mean, I don't know if it's just the wear of the season. He seems a little bit gassed. I mean, he's still playing pretty good on defense, but he's very hesitant on offense. He feels like he's not driving with the same purpose that he was earlier in the season, especially like, I mean, Knox basically did what Brazil did the last 2 games. Knox did at the other period of time when we
Yeah.
needed him and came up big. And we need both those guys because the whole time I was sitting there thinking, if Knox was giving us 12, this game, we win this game much more comfortably. We need Knox um, just to go back. We just need him. We don't. He doesn't have to be great. He just has to get a little bit back to the confidence defensively and offensively, and be the aggressor. He does feel like he's catching the ball and kind of putting it on his hip, and then deciding, I guess I should go do something with this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I thought DJ was pretty good again. Had 6 assists.
Yeah, DJ and Nelly have been. I mean, they're being. I mean, they're just constant,
Yeah.
basically
So
now.
yeah. Like so Wagner ends it with 13. Dave, Nelly has 14. You know, DJ has 6 assists. Hit three threes, which was and one of them was huge. That one that Trevor Brazil saved out, like that was a huge shot that he hit. Nelly goes 6 to 7 from the free throw line, so he's money. He's being money there. Nelly had 3 steals. Then there was a great play where they inbounded the ball, and Nelly was like like prowling around, like, and just like said, like, let me take that away. Like he was ducking down, like, you can't
Like he
see
was
me.
like there was a bush there that he could hide behind or something.
Yeah, dude, it was really weird, but kind of cool, right? I mean, then he ended up getting blocked or whatever, but like it was still like a great steal where you're like, that's just like deciding, like, I'm gonna try to get that ball.
That was a great defensive play though, because if he had that kind of steal, that was a momentum kind of shifter. You know what I mean? And we really needed that bad. But
Yeah.
credit to that guy was able to block him.
Yeah, Jonas getting 6 of 8. Like his field goal percentage the last couple of games is like just through the roof. Like, he's not missing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's just making everything, and it's not all just like dunks and stuff. Like I don't know if he had one dunk this game, I think, but like jump shots, hook shots, just finishing like all over the rim. So Jonas ends up with a double double again, gets you 14 points, 11 rebounds. That's great. And I thought Billy played good too. He played 26 minutes. He was 4 of 8, but hit like a really tough baseline jump shot. Had a crazy block that they called goaltending, and he knew wasn't. Like where he was just like, "Nah, dude, I actually get that high." Like that dude's leaping ability is. Does he have the highest vertical on the team? I mean, I know
Or,
Trevin's vertical is
yeah,
big, but
they said 40-inch, which is pretty pretty elite.
yeah, like he gets up there, dude. And so I thought he was good. The thing about Billy too is he plays this game is he has 9 points, 4 assists, two blocks, no fouls. Oh, this might be the first game of the year Billy has no fouls. I don't
Hit a
know.
three.
Yeah, hit a three. Yeah, dude. Billy hitting a three.
Has he?
So
Is that his first three of the
it
year?
is, yeah. It is,
Okay.
yeah.
Am I mistaken about Knox? I feel like he have like a sneaky 10 or something? Like
No, no. He was 1 of 4, so he only took 4 shots, which by Knox, I'll tell you this. That's not
that's
enough
what
shot. That's not enough
no, it's
shots.
that's what I'm saying. He's deferring way too much.
Yeah. So he was 1 of 4. He had 2 points. So yeah, I would just say that you just need to shoot. You just need to shoot the ball a
Dude,
little more, man.
you everything. You got to shoot the ball more. You got to drive. You got to be at the foul line more.
Yeah.
With that body, dude, you got to be
No free throws.
smashing into those
No free
guys.
throws. Well, one of
That's
four.
crazy.
No free throws. 1 rebound. 1 assist.
I mean, maybe he's sick or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
he definitely seems out of sorts. And credit, I mean, like I feel like Wagner and Nelly have taken what are doing what I wish they were doing all season, where they're driving in the same way, but especially I'm noticing with Nelly, where he's just like, I could probably try to get around and throw this up kind of to the side or whatever, which they were doing a lot of, trying to make difficult layups. And so he's like, nah, I'm just going to throw this right into your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going straight. I'm not trying to avoid your body. You're here. I'm going to bring the ball up through your chest and throw it up. And yeah, I'm not going to make it most of the time. I mean, maybe once in a while get anyone, but I'm going to be at the free. That's a almost automatic 2 points because I'm at the free throw line versus the other one, which is like a difficult shot. And then they get a little boost because they held you on, they got a defensive stop.
Nelly's not like blazing fast or like has some kind of sick handle, but man, he is crafty. Like there was a couple of like drives that were just like really patient where he just kind of like moved around and then like got the crease and wiggled in there. There was one where he like went in and then faked like he was coming back out to throw an outlet pass and then spun around the guy and got the and you're like, dude, that move right there is sick. It's not based on athleticism or anything like that. That's just based on like I've just played a lot of basketball, man, and I got you in a position and I took advantage of it.
Yeah. No, I mean, Nelly has been great since and like I said, it's hard to know in the first half of the season if it was his wrist was still hurting or whatever, but I think a lot of it is, I mean, some guys like it's not that, I mean, obviously it's not that you're better without, one of the best point guards in the country, but I mean, everybody's that's played basketball knows like
Your role changes.
sometimes it's hard to get going when you're standing out of position, out of somewhere where you're not comfortable for half the game, and then the ball hits your hands, and it just doesn't. You know what I mean? Like it's just not. You're not in rhythm, and what's happening now is like we need him so bad that he just has. It just gives the player more confidence. Like
Yeah.
and I mean, it's the same thing that happened to Brazil. It's like, I mean, and we talked about this before. Once Theoro was down for good, Like we knew he wasn't coming back. Um, wait, did I say the right name?
Yeah, Thero. Are you talking about
It,
Boogie?
no, Theo.
Yeah, Thero with
A
Brazil.
do, and
Thero. Yeah.
yeah, he's been out for 5 games now. I've already forgot his name. Um, I was thinking of Jonas Adu, Adu, and Jonas Adu and Adu Theo are screwing me up sometimes.
Oh yeah.
I think I say the Adu, and I think I've said the wrong name, but it was like once Brazil was playing like dog crap up into that point, and it was like, hey, there's no pressure now. Like we have to have you. Like you have to go score and you have to get rebounds. You got to make up for a freaking 16 and 10 guy. You have to do it. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean those like Nelly since Boogie has gone down has just become basically our most consistent scorer. And I mean, Wagner is also Wagner. I mean, if you remember, Wagner was pretty inconsistent scoring wise for half the season, and those guys have just become kind of the rocks. And now we just need one, or we need two other guys to step up each game.
Yeah, and
This game, it was Jonas and
in Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah.
You know, next game it might be Big Z and Knox, but we got to have those. It's like we got those guys. They're going to give us good minutes. We need two other guys to either give us really good, or we need the other four to all have eight.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
you won this one with like no, so nobody was in like, no one got to 20 or anything like that. But you had Brazil with 16, Nelly with 14, DJ with 13, Adu with 14, Billy Richmond with 9. Like that's how you're gonna have to do it then. So you got Nelly and Wagner are gonna get there 12 to 15, and then one of them might go off. We've seen DJ Wagner go off for 24. We've seen Nelly go off for 26 or whatever. That can happen. But if they're not, they're going to get you that between 12 and 15. And then like, can Brazil get you 15 and Jonas give you 15? That's enough. Or it could be Z and Knox, or it could be even Billy. It could be Billy and Z, whatever it is. But you're going to have to get, four guys in those mid teens if you're going to have a chance, if you're not going to have someone go off for 26 or whatever.
mm-hmm.
And they did it, this game. And Brazil, like I said, the second half wasn't great. The first half was so good that the numbers look pretty good on the back end. I mean, the field goal percentage isn't like astronomical, but they shot 45%. They were 25 of 56. I mean, it's not terrible. They were 7 of 22 from the 3-point line. 30, that's 31 or about 32%. Um, you'd like that to be a little bit higher. That's not awesome, but it's not like abysmal. And then, but the free throw line, dude, 15 of 16, 93.8%. That's You won the game right there. Like, I mean, you made 15 to 16 free throws, and then the rebounding battle. Let's see, you lose the rebounding battle by 2, 36 to 34, so pretty close. And you only turn it over 11 times, which is like a number you can live with.
Well, speaking of free throws, we got to end on the question of
What the heck?
what in the world and who was Cal. I mean, I watched the game and then I had to go out and do a whole bunch of stuff, including my daughter's
I think I
practice and
think
stuff.
Cal came out and said that he told him to do it, and then he said, "Hey, I call some different stuff sometimes," was his explanation. But I like, yeah, but I
That's
don't that,
insanity.
I don't understand that at all.
That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. You make the shot. You got a 90% free throw shooter at the line, and if you make the shot,
It's over
game's over. There's no way. There's literally no
unless you foul,
possible way.
as long as you don't foul.
Even then,
Well, I'm saying
what
as long as you don't foul the shoot, even if you foul the shooter, like
you foul the guy. There was 2.5 seconds left. Like they're not even. It's not enough time to like get all the. Like I could see maybe if
Here's
it was
your
like
dude.
7 seconds.
Here's your worst case scenario. If you make the free throw, the worst possible scenario is you foul a guy lobbing up a shot at half court. It goes
He
in and he
makes
makes it.
it and then makes a free throw, and you go to
And
overtime.
yeah,
That
it's
is like I'm just saying the chances of that versus the chances of an 89% free throw shooter hitting a free throw that like I mean it's I don't know that was crazy. Now I mean And I think I'd be saying the same thing if he had bounced that. I mean, I get what they were trying to do. That they pulled everyone back, so it's like, oh, we're not even going to try to rebound. So if he misses it, you got it. And then he's like, I will throw it off the backboard and run in, and I'll grab it.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
Nelly
I
did a
think
good
I do
good
think that's
job of
what.
like pretending like he was about to go into his dribble motion like
Yeah.
routine and then just throw it up. And it's like maybe he would have got it, but dude, that is so like you know when you throw a ball up off the backboard, like it could go and it. I mean, it's probably going to come back to you, but maybe not. It clips the rim a little bit, goes into their hands. They call a timeout, or a guy just takes two dribbles, throws it up. Now you're in a that I don't know, like that. It just
It might even make
is
more.
weird.
It might even make more sense if they like didn't have any timeouts, but they did.
That you mean South Carolina?
Yeah, like if South
Yeah.
Carolina had no timeouts, you're like, I'm gonna bounce this off the rim. Nelly's gonna hit the rebound, end the game. I mean, I still don't like it, and I wouldn't do it. But you're like, I maybe. But like, they had a timeout, so if they get the rebound, they can grab it and literally call timeout with like basically no time going off the clock. I don't understand. Like,
And I will criticize Cal too. I feel like he should have. It was clear to me that he didn't. You got to pound things into their heads like when it's like, hey, we don't have any timeouts. We have to inbound this ball. Brazil, you come to half court. You're the relief valve. If you catch the ball, don't try to pass it. Especially, you got to know your players. Like Brazil, if you catch the ball, at that point there was like 5 seconds left. It was like
mhm.
if you catch the ball, do not try to pass it. Just elbow it, chest it, get fouled, and you go make free throws. You're a good
the,
enough free throw shooter.
the temptation was too much because Jonas was down there all alone and about to like end the game with a dunk, and like he caught it and turned, and like he just could. He was like, "Dude, game over." Like I'm about to Jonas is about to dunk this, and
I know, but
other
I
dude
mean,
was like, "I
whatever.
know."
All's well that ends well. I'll be traveling tomorrow, so I will not be watching this game live. I have to work down in Conway, and so it'll be a late one tomorrow when we record because I'll have to come home, watch the game, and then do it. So, I mean, not that you guys would expect anything less. This one was the same way. Had to go watched it live, but then had to go do a bunch of stuff. So,
Yeah, you guys have like 14 hours before this is completely irrelevant. So,
yeah. So,
and most of those hours, I assume 8 of those hours, you guys are gonna be sleeping. So, you know, is what it
well,
is.
we got to do it though. Have a good
Yep.
one.
All
And
right. Woo pig. Let's go.
whoop pig.
Hey,
Let's see what
hey,
we can
hey.
do.
We're in, but hey, I'm never gonna complain about beating Ole Miss, so why not do it? Let's go beat them.
As long as you can stay healthy, win every game that you can. Just please, Lord Almighty, no more injuries, please.
Yes. All right, man. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. See you guys.